Hi everyone, it's Jessica Dibzinski, and I am excited to be part of the Double Rainbow YouTube Hop today. All right, I'm going to scrapbook this school picture from the school year of my daughter, my oldest, and I was immediately thinking of this for this particular hop because of the double rainbow. I have this die cut set called the Build a Rainbow Thin Cuts from Close to My Heart, and I know I'm going to use those. And then I also thought of the Smarty Pants collection by Close to My Heart, and so I've gone ahead and cut some of these pieces. I love this little word search. I kept finding myself looking for the words in it. And then also I'm going to use this corkboard side of this paper, but this piece right here is my very favorite from that Smarty Pants collection. And as you can see, it is a piece of notebook paper and the lines are all in rainbow colors. I love, love, love that. It is so beautiful. And so I think for my double rainbow, it's going to be this, and I'm going to add some splatters over there, also in rainbow colors. So I've pulled out some of my sprays here. I've got the Saltwater Taffy Distress Oxide spray, and then I have a couple of shimmer brush pens and some gloss sprays by Dina Wakley as well. So like I said, when I thought double rainbow, I knew I was going to use those thin cuts so that I'll have a rainbow on there somewhere. I knew I wanted to use that piece of paper, but I was just thinking of all the multiple ways to add rainbows to my layout because otherwise there weren't really any directions to this particular hop. It was just double rainbow. So this is the take that I'm going with it. So this is, like I said, that Saltwater Taffy Distress Oxide spray, and rather than spraying it, I'm just tapping against the top of it to create some splatters, and I do that with both of the Dina Wakley gloss sprays as well. One is in turquoise and the other is in night. And then I didn't have a green or a yellow spray, so I had to use my shimmer brushes instead, but that's fine. I do this a lot with them, and they add a lot of not only color but lots of pretty sparkle. So usually I just tap against the lid of the brush, and that creates the same splatter effect as what the gloss sprays did. And so now I have a rainbow of splatters in addition to my lines on the paper. So a double rainbow. I love it. All right, so I'm going to put that aside and give it lots of time to dry. And now I'm going to turn my attention to my other pieces on this layout. And so here I'm going to add some ink distressing to the edge of this with some sapphire ink, just because it's a white piece of paper and it's going onto another white piece of paper. I definitely wanted to have that division so that you could tell, where one ended and the next began. And then I'll go ahead and finish ink distressing that. And then I actually, for all of my papers, I edge distress them in slightly different ways. So for this one, you can see I'm using a foam tool that just adds a little bit more color. And then for this piece of peach cardstock, which is going to be my photo mat, I am actually going to edge distress it by rubbing a sanding block against the edge to reveal the white core. And I'm going to do the rest of that off camera because I like to do it against the edge of my desk. And then my last piece, which is that corkboard, I've just grabbed some almond ink and I'm just swiping it with my ink pad, which is a little faster than using a foam tool. So there you can see that all three of them are distressed in various different ways. Okay, loving this thin cut set here. So I have pulled a couple of scrap pieces of paper in the same colors as what the lines on that paper are. And then I did have this piece of peach cardstock sitting on my desk from cutting down my photo mat. But I didn't want to have a plain piece of cardstock since the other three papers all have a pattern to them. So I went to an older Close to My Heart stamp set called My Type of Note, and it has this strip of text or like letters on it. And I'm just going to stamp it down my piece of cardstock and basically in peach ink, so it's got tone on tone. And I'm going to make my own pattern since I didn't have a piece of patterned peach paper anywhere handy. And even though on camera you can't really see it, in person it does look pretty cool to have those letters on there. And I just think that kind of goes along with the school theme too. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start adhering things down. Now, normally I very much tend to be a pattern person, or at the very least, I like to look at a finished product on Pinterest and then kind of create from there. I do not create directly out of my head very often. It is challenging for me. And so I have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do on this page, but it definitely was a struggle from time to time because I didn't have any dimensions or, put this piece here, do that. I just had a vague idea in my head that I wanted my papers to do something sort of kind of like this. And then the photo there. And then the only other idea that I had really in my head was that I was going to build my rainbow on a circle and then maybe put it like down here to the right hand side of the photo. And that was about where my ideas ended. So, from that point moving forward, I was just really trying to make something work. So, all right, now these rainbow pieces that I cut out of that die cut set, they are really skinny and a little bit flimsy. I have found it easiest to adhere them by using a pair of tweezers to hold on to them and then using some liquid Tombow glue to just put a really tiny little bead of glue on the back and then stick them onto whatever your project is. So I did, of course, happen to get a little bit too much glue on my rainbow pieces, and you'll see later I have to clean some of that up a little bit. So they are really tiny and really thin. So just a tiny, tiny little bit of glue will do you, but there we go. And then later off camera, I will take the clouds that I have cut as well, and I'm going to put some thin 3D foam behind them. Oh, there, I guess I did already put it on camera. And I'm going to put them up on some foam tape. So there, now I've got my circle rainbow piece done. And like I said, I think I know where I want it to go, but I do kind of move it around a little bit first. There, cleaning up my glue mess. I do move it around a little bit just before I commit because I'm not sure. And then I realize you didn't think about a title, Jessica. So what is the title for this layout going to be? So I turned to the sticker sheet that came with this paper collection, and immediately I found this peach sticker that says top of the class, and I know I want to use that. So I put that up at the top there. And then there is this big one that says off to school. And guys, do you see the letters for school are in a rainbow? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to use that. It is so perfect for this YouTube hop. I'm not sure where to put it though. So I grab my anti-static pouch and I powder up the back of it so that way I can remove most of the stickiness and kind of play around with where exactly it might end up going. Like I said, I think I really want that circle to be down there. And then I realize, oh, I can turn that to the side and it can take up that extra negative space there next to the photo. So that's basically what I'm going to do. And then now I just have to add the final pieces of embellishment. So I have my wooden hearts from Close to My Heart that I love. And then I also have, these are some like acrylic shapes from Color Cast Designs. And I have a bunch of stars and they're in different sizes and kind of designs. Like there's like a 1 star, it's got like a star cut out of the inside. And I tried to kind of do a combination of both hearts and stars, or only stars or only hearts. And I cut a lot of it out because there was a lot of fussing around. And even though I really, really wanted to use those acrylic stars, they're so pretty. And I liked the pop of color that they brought to the page. I do ultimately decide to not use them. I was very sad about that because they are very cute. But I decided just to go with my wooden hearts. And I liked the hearts because there's that cork piece of paper in there. And I thought that the natural wood just kind of played well together. And then I found in my box of random die cuts that don't get used from other projects, I found this frame that I had, and it is in a piece of patterned peach cardstock, and that matches the peach that I've got going on in my page. And I thought it would be kind of fun to cut it apart and just stick it as like an extra little element here coming off of the bottom of that square. And then, yeah, so that's perfect. Sometimes when I throw things in that bowl of random die cuts that I don't use, I always think, why don't I just throw that away? You'll never use it again. But then there's something like this, and then it's like, perfect. I'm so glad that I had that sitting there because otherwise I wouldn't have gone looking for it and I wouldn't have made it for this page. But I love the final touch that kind of adds. So that's it. Other than the fussing with the embellishments, I was very pleased with actually how quickly this page came together. And I love all of the different rainbow elements that are on it. So I don't have a physical double rainbow on there, but I've got rainbows here in my thin cut. I've got rainbow in the stripes on my paper, rainbow splatters, rainbows everywhere. So thank you for watching, guys. There are some other ladies who are playing along in this hop, and their links are all in the description box down below. I am a Close to My Heart maker, so if you saw anything you liked, please make sure to check out those links down below too. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting. Bye!